Happy Monday. Welcome back to the vlog. Hello. You say hi? You say hi? She's happy that I just came out of the office. But starting this weekly needlepoint vlog, I have so many updates to share. My needlepoint bag is absolutely overflowing. Like, I have so much in there I don't even know. I think the projects that I'm currently working on are mostly finished. Last night I was working on my Olympics Stitch It Angel because the Olympics ended yesterday. I think all she needs are her eyes, and then I finished an Easter chick last week who also just needs eyes, and then I'm working on an Easter bunny. I know that. Hi. Hi. But let's go through everything in this bag. Okay. So let's see. In here, oh yes, I started this last night. I'm in the Tiny Animals Club from Ivy Thread Needlepoint. This is Poppy the puppy. So I started her background stitch, which took me way too long to wrap my brain around. Like, honestly, an embarrassing amount of time for me to wrap my brain around this stitch. But I think she's gonna be adorable. I replaced some of the fibers that she came with, just with stuff from my stash. So I had two different colors of alpaca that I thought would look really good. Alpaca 89 and 50. So I thought those would look really great for her face and her ears. Then I have two colors of Neon Rays, 12 and 4. So I wanted to do these for her pajama pants. They're close in color, but I think they'll be cute. And then for the box of chocolates she's holding, I have Petite Very Velvet in V632. I just used this one on a Morgan Julia box of chocolates and it was stunning. So that's that. Then in here are my little bunnies. So I started this one working on her shirt. I did a little bit of her ears. Haven't started on this guy yet. So for them, I kitted them mostly in Pepper Pot, and a little bit of Vineyard Silk. So let me see. I have two skeins that I already opened. So Salmon 133 and Popcorn, which is 44. So those are really pretty. And then we have Sugar 242, Mint 86, Macaroon 68, Melon 161, and Freesia 226. So these are all of them. And then for the bunnies themselves, I'm gonna do some white fuzzy stuff. I'm hoping that works out the way I want it to. For their ears, Petite Sparkly Rays in 26. I absolutely love this color. I think it's stunning. And then for the One Vineyard Silk, I have Shamrock, which I absolutely love this color. I think it's so pretty. So those are my bunnies. I got the bunnies and the chick, which I'll show you next, at my L&S waist knot. So the chick is all done except for her eye. I went ham on decorative stitches for her. So The background, I don't know the name of any of these. Some sort of like woven stitch on the background, and then the feather or her wing was this like feather stitch that was the hardest thing I have done decorative stitch wise. But I think it turned out so cool. And then I just did like a satin stitch for some of her stripes, and yeah, I'm in love. I'm going to do a black neon rays for her eye. So that'll be her. I think she's mostly in Vineyard Silk, except for her feet and beak, which are Essentials, Canary, and Mango. I didn't want to get big skeins just because it was such a small area, and my LNS doesn't have Vineyard Silk on cards. So this is the color palette we are working with for the chick. So this blue is Aruba. Then we have Martini. The purples are Dream and Cerulean. And then this blue is Seafoam. And then just some white Vineyard Silk. So she's pretty much done. Then I have my big Easter project, spring project, which I haven't started yet, but I did partially kit her last time I was at my LNS. So I picked up a bunch of impressions. So the light green is 5015 and the dark green is 5011. So I just have like a ton of skeins. I don't know how this is gonna work out. So I have 6 skeins of the lighter green and 2 of the darker. I did recently realize that when using impressions, I like to use 3 strands on 13 mesh, which we'll see if I have enough. I'm hoping I do. If I don't, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I probably won't rip out 6 skeins worth of impressions. So let's just hope that that's enough. I have some white Very Velvet for the bunnies. My store is like pretty much picked over for Very Velvets, and I want to do the bunnies in Very Velvet. So I just need to wait until those colors are back in stock. Honestly, I might not even end up using white. Like, this is more of a cream than a white, but we'll have to see. I can obviously get started with the background using impressions before I need the Very Velvet, and I think I'm gonna try a decorative stitch since it is such a big area. Then a random skein sitting here. Oh, this is from this one. I think I put something in here that belongs in here. Okay. Then here's my Stitch It Angel. All she needs are some beaded eyes. I just don't have brown bigger beads, so she's kind of on pause, but I think she's adorable. I need to figure out how to finish Stitch It Angels because now I have, I think, 3 or 4 that I need to finish. Then for my 12 days of Needlepoint series, I've started day 2. So I want to finish this by the end of February. So I have like a week, I think, maybe even 6 days. Sweets, what do you want? She wants her dinner. It's dinner time. I'm almost done. Just give me a sec. Just, can you give me a sec? So working on day 2, and then I also wanted to start the like title one that just says 12 days of needlepoint this month, but we'll see. I have a lot of projects I want to do, so I don't know if I'll get around to that one. Oh, and then last but not least in this bag, I have my Needlepoint egg. I haven't started her yet, but I kitted her from my stash in, I think, all silk and ivory. Let's see, sweets. So we have apricot, which is a really pretty orange. We have this green in kiwi. The pink is bubblegum. Then the yellow is butter, which I love so much. Yeah, I do. And then the blue is actually Milan sprinkler, and the brown is ginger. Now I'm gonna go feed her so she stops barking at me. All right, it is Tuesday after work. I am preparing my dinner. I'm gonna do, should I make those smaller? I feel like I'm gonna make them smaller. I am doing some roast potatoes and pan-fried chicken. I've really been trying to put effort into cooking after work, especially, you know, just something healthier than what I've done in the past, and I do feel a difference, so I think it's been working. Today was honestly such a great day at work. I had a meeting with my manager and got some positive feedback, which is like all you can ask for when, you know, you've been working hard. So definitely feel like re-energized from that. And yeah, I am just going to stitch tonight and catch up on some TV. I'm pretty behind on like all of my shows because of the Olympics. So last night I was trying to catch up on some Kenzie Elizabeth YouTube, and that was a good time. She's like one of my favorite creators. And then I also watched some Julia and Hunter. I absolutely love them. So I think tonight I'm gonna watch the Penny Lynn podcast. I'm behind by, I think, just one episode. So I wanna watch that. And then, what else? I need to continue watching Bridgerton. I'm like 2 episodes in. Yeah. I also got a ton of stitching done last night. So I added the eye to my little chick. And then I think my Olympic one was done before last night. What was I working on last night? Oh, my tiny animal. I was working on Poppy the puppy. So I almost finished her background. It's like this heart pattern on the background. So I'm almost done, or I finished. No, I think I finished the background, and then I was almost done with the rest of her. I just need some neon rays from the LNS, which I don't have time to go to this week. So one of my friends is gonna go and then bring me the stuff on Friday because we're doing a co-working day at my house, which I think is gonna be really fun. I like to work from home personally, and I think my one friend, she can work from home once a week, so she's gonna do it on Friday, and then my other friend is trying to work from home more often, so I think it'll just be a fun time for us. And what else is new? I'm gonna try to sign my mom up for the Tiny Animals Club tonight. She's been on the wait list and really wants a spot, and more spots are becoming available, so hopefully I can get that for her. Watching Danielle Carolyn. and stitching my little bunny. I've been working on his hat. Well, it's a she. Her hat and her shirt. So I have fuzzy stuff for her, but I need to pick a background color first because I feel like the fuzzy stuff is the last thing that I should do. And I also don't know what I want to do for these little flowers. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like they should be French knots, but I don't know. Something special. I don't know that I want to bead them. I don't know. So I think next up I'm just going to do these like reddish accents and then the green flowers and then maybe her little facial features. So we're so off, or like he's like, what am I holding? What is this? It's very sweet. So anyways, the new Hulu show came out called Love Story, the Carolyn Bessette Kennedy show. So I'm going to get comfortable. Oh gosh. I was like, what's going on? So we're gonna watch that, and Ryan like never is down for this, but he was like, I need dinner. I said, me too. 10 p.m. I said, could I convince you to eat food? All right, I'm in bed. It's the next day. I went to the dentist to get a cavity fixed, and I was like talking so weird earlier. I'm like still a little bit numb, but honestly just exhausted. Like a full day of work and then going to the dentist, like that's terrible. So I'm already in bed. I'm working on the little bunny, doing a T-stitch on her background, my absolute favorite stitch, and watching some vlogs. Survivor's on tonight, but honestly, I'm just too tired to, like, give it my all. So I think I'm gonna have to postpone. Maybe I'll watch it Friday night, because tomorrow night is the Bookish Stitchers Zoom. So, Shweets, you say hi? Say, I'm a good nurse. I'm taking care of my mom. Say, I'm being so good. I'm being so good. Making her feel so cared for. Hello. It is Thursday. Lunchtime. I made myself a smoothie, and they're currently doing some work on my house, and anytime Shweets hears me talk, she squeaks her toy. Come here. Come here. Okay. So I'm in my craft room during lunch. I am putting away some threads and also labeling some threads. After I finish a project, I use a label maker to put the name of the thread, the lot, the color, all the stuff on these little bobbins that I love. I got them on Etsy and I think they're just absolutely perfect. I don't like to use floss away bags unless the thread is pre-cut. I like to cut my own strands however long I want them that time. Like sometimes you only have a little area, so I'm just gonna cut a little thread. Sometimes I want a longer one, you know? So these work so well for me. So just putting away some threads. Last night I was working on one of the bunnies and it's turning out super cute, doing a T-stitch on the background. Also next week at work is Associate Appreciation Week, and I just found out I get Friday off, which is amazing. Who doesn't love a Friday off? And yeah, so just gonna put some threads away, get back to work, And then tonight is the Bookish Stitcher Zoom. Oh, I should really pull some chicken out for dinner. So I might do that. But here's a look at my current boards in my craft room. I am so in love with them. I had them up in my apartment, but I didn't really keep up with them as much. So I just, oh my goodness. Every time I finish something, I've been putting it on the board just so I can like see them more often. We made it to Friday. It is 11:30. My friends are coming over to co-work today at my house. So I'm set up at my kitchen table. I did a lot this morning. I collected my trash, I vacuumed, just wanting to make my home look presentable. But yeah, so we're gonna co-work, and then last night I watched the finale of Traitors. And I felt so bad for Maura. Like, I mean, like Rob did her so dirty. And the fact that he has a girlfriend now is like kind of gross. I don't know. The whole thing was just absolutely insane. I haven't watched the premiere of Survivor yet. So I do need to do that. And tomorrow I think I'm gonna do some tasks for my house. Like I have blinds on all of my windows, but I didn't get like a curtain or anything for my front door. So I need to go back and do that. I might go to Waste Not because there's some things that I need, just like random little things for projects that are mostly kitted, but are missing a few things. I also might go to Home Goods. I'm hosting Easter at my house, and I don't have anything like Easter related for dinnerware. I could use my grandma's china, so I'm keeping that in the back of my mind, but I would like to have an Easter tablecloth and, you know, just a little bit of Easter decor. So it would be nice to pick some of that up at Home Goods, but I'm gonna get back to work and see you later. All right, happy Saturday. I already went to Waste Not, so I'll give a haul later, but I'm at the Home Goods just to do a little bit of shopping. I'm in no rush, so I'm just gonna have a good time. Waste Not was fabulous. I got a bunch of fibers for cording, so let's go shopping.
I'll show you what I found for Binksy.
Okay, so I love this one, but it's extremely Easter, and this one could stay up through spring, so I'm not sure. That's a hard decision because I like them both. On to the quilter studio to look for some fabric. Back from the store, let's do a haul. So from Waste Not, I picked up a bunch of cording colors. So these three are for the Penny Lynn, like Washington monuments. Then I think these 3 are for this guy, Poppy the puppy, and then these 3 are for Blair the bunny. So I thought those were super cute. This is the backing fabric that I had for Blair. And then I also picked up some beading thread and brown beads for the eye of the Stitched Angel. And then when I was at the fabric store, I picked up some fat quarters, some fat eighths, and also some more fabric. So I haven't stitched this yet, but I wanted to find fabric. Now, you might not see my vision here, but I couldn't find any springtime fabrics with the right green for this. And if it was the right green, it was either too much, not enough. Like, I'm tired of doing pillows with just like a plain color fabric. I think it needs to be more fun than that. So I saw this and I liked the vibe together. And I think what I'm gonna do to make them come together even more is color swap the bows to be purple so that it kind of goes together. I don't know. I see the vision. I don't know if anybody else sees the vision, but I think that'll be cute. And then I got this fabric just because I liked it and I figure I'll use it as like a backing on something springtime. And then for fat quarters, I got these 2 just because I liked them. And fat eighths, I got all of these because I thought they would be really good as backing for ornaments, especially small ones, because you don't really need a ton. So that's what I got there. And then from Home Goods, I got 2 rugs. Let me bring my phone down there because I need to take a picture for my mom. I got the Hip Hop Hooray, and then I found a Rifle Paper Co. one that I think, well, Schweetz already likes it, so it was a win. But I liked the size of this one better than the other ones because this entryway is like a little bit bigger. Like, I put this one back here and I think this is a perfect size for this door, but I like this bigger one over here. And I'm obsessed with Rifle Paper Co. Like, I want my whole life to be Rifle Paper Co. So, cuties. All right, my desk is a mess, but I'm doing some finishing. So I embroidered Poppy the puppy and Blair the bunny on some fabric to put on the back of the Tiny Animals Club. All right, it is 10:20. I am pretty tired and I look crazy, but I did my finishing. So we have Blair the bunny and Poppy the puppy and my cute embroidered backs that, like, I am so obsessed with these. I still need to put the year charms on them, but I will do that tomorrow. But they're just so precious and, like, I can't wait. Like, at the end of the year, I'm gonna have 12 of these and they're all gonna be so freaking cute. Now I just need to do some dishes and go to bed. All right, it is Sunday now and I've been doing finishing for hours. I basically am getting all the pieces together and then I'm gonna sew them together later when I'm just like chilling on the couch. So I started with my mom's little love sign and then I did my little like irregular shaped chick. I used the fabric that I bought yesterday at the store. And I did my Christmas capital with some Rifle Paper Co. fabric. And now I think I need to take a break and make a smoothie because I gotta keep the energy going. But I think I'm gonna do my mom's London round. I love the Coco Frank round, so I think this is next on my docket.